think this is what I look like, don't you? Or at least in some way a form similar to this. Red skin. Horns. Sorry, no tail today. Those that were cast out with me. A third of those who once served the living God, until he became selfish and wouldn't share. This is what you think they look like as well, don't you? Interesting, isn't it? Not one mention of a red-tailed, horned adversary. Not one word anywhere in his book about our forms being altered. But it gives you an opportunity to express your ideas of what evil should look like, what you would like to portray us as. Have you by any chance looked into the face of the unrepentant yet? Those that he has given over to a reprobate mind? Do you think you would see evil there?
Perhaps here in the shadows of the night, when darkness covers the land. Perhaps here is where you think I walk, where I hide from many of you. I fear not one human being. You are as dust to me, as the wind that is here and then gone. I do not need the cover of darkness to approach you. You may quote this verse from his book if you care to. And for some of you, a very, very few of you over the centuries, it has been profitable. But for most of you, they are just words, magic words, not spoken in true faith, but in fear.
Resist the devil and he will flee from you.
You may have noticed that I dropped the horns. In fact, let's just do away with all of this ridiculous attire, shall we? Let those who are easily persuaded believe in that which has no bearing upon the truth. For now, this form will do just fine. And yes, I, along with all those who were cast out with me, have the capability, as much as your limited inept knowledge can comprehend, alter, shall we say, our appearances. For again, whether I care to admit it as such or not, this also is a truth. In fact, you may recognize a few of them.
Therefore, it is no great thing if his ministers also be transformed as the ministers of righteousness, whose end shall be according to their works.
Although many of my fellow fallen compatriots have revealed themselves in fine linen three-piece suits, jeans and shirts, as well as robes of what are considered religious distinction. All of these are by my design, but all who have chosen them in their lives have done so of their own free will. Behind bars made by their own hands, by their own desires. I trap none of you. I do nothing more than offer what he who created all says you are to despise. You cannot blame me for that which you have chosen for yourself of your own free will. no matter how hard you try. Pray if you want to. Many of you who profess to serve him will never realize that your prayers never went further than the bars you made for yourself. This is where you think I walk sometimes, don't you? Where I spend some of my time contemplating my next actions against mankind. The temptations I have in store for each of you. My next plans to attempt to thwart the will of the one who sits on the throne of eternity. How foolish of you. Once again, you are in error. There is no place in his word that says that we, who are cursed forever by him, come here to cause even more pain and misery, even more torture upon those of you who denied his offering of grace in your life. What makes you think that any of us desire to spend any time in a place that so closely resembles that lake of eternal fire, which we have been damned to spend all eternity in? Don't you recall the words of my brethren?
What have we to do with thee, Jesus, thou Son of God? Art thou come hither to torment us before the time?
Why is it that so many of you seem to believe that for every temptation, for every evil thought, for every possibility of a transgression against him who reigns on high, that I am the cause of it, that it is me that you can place the blame against? Why is it you think that either I or one of those you now call devils are always at your shoulder, always whispering in your ear, attempting to get you to sin against him who you say you serve? Here is a truth for you, if you will accept it from the one who can do no more than lie. I have not noticed hardly any of you. Why should I approach the Creator and ask for permission to assault one whose faith rests only in the action of attending what they call a house of worship for an hour or so once a week? One whose prayers revolve mostly around themselves. Oh, help me, Lord, with this. Oh, Lord, keep me from doing that. Why would I concern myself with those who may crack his word open only occasionally, and then only when they are seeking some form of comfort for themselves? No, little human. My attention rarely, if ever, is captured by those who do the least they can for him, by those whose main concern in this life is their walk with him. I stand before him, when I am called to do so, to accuse those whose lives are devoted to his glory, those void of all, or at least as much as they are able to dispel within themselves their old sinful nature, those who deserted me and serve him intentionally with all their being. I will do all that is available to me to cause them whatever misery in this life that I can.
Ask yourself this question. If it is true what is written in his word, and those of you who trust him know full well that it is his truth, that I can transform myself into an angel of light, and if at times, if he so desires that you may entertain angels unaware, what makes you think that it wasn't me you were entertaining? What causes you to believe that those you listen to, those you trust and obey, that stand behind the pulpits of so many churches, what you like to call houses of worship, are not those who were cast out with me, those who can pretend quite well to be ministers of righteousness? Most of you I have never even noticed. The traps I laid centuries ago have served me quite well. Left to your own desires, you will tempt yourself, you will sin. But some of you that shine a little brighter than others I have noticed, and if I am granted permission to assault you, You will know it's me when I arrive.